your income smack dead in the face. Jack it up, jack it up, jack it up, smack dead in the face. Jack up your income, smack dead in the face.
All right.
Jack it up, jack it up, jack it up, smack dead in the face. Jack up.
We're live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to, what is it? What time is it, anyway?
It is
time for the Smack and Jack show.
Smack and Jack Live, of course.
Smack and Jack Live. Yes, once again, it's a lovely, lovely morning in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Yep.
On this October 7th. And what have we got going on today?
Well,
Brother
first of
Joel?
all, I am Keith.
And you were Joel.
That's right. And you are? I'm Joel, and you're Keith.
Yes,
Nice.
that's right.
All
Thanks for joining us, ladies.
All right, so we're off to a challenging start here
well,
today.
we're always a little bit challenged
always,
here on the show, but we're all in a good mood. So I hope you are too.
So why should our folks stick around this morning, Keith?
Well, got a. We're gonna do a 1% or 4% post. We're not quite to the 1% yet. We're gonna do our joke of the day as usual. Our new segment, What Went Wrong Last Week. And
That's
I
right.
think it was pretty thin.
Yeah,
we did pretty well last week.
We did pretty well last week.
And
although we're starting out, we're making a lot of material for next week.
Yes, we are. But, whatever. And then Joel wants to talk about something we're planning on doing next week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's going to be in the flea market there?
Yeah, in the flea market. You got.
Yep.
I was turning it over to you there.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then something about, go ahead, do the other comment.
Okay, and then so we're going to talk about the flea market setup. We're going to take a little bit of a detour this week. Normally we do like an internet marketing tidbit or something like that.
Right.
Today we're going to talk about how I set up the flea market that I kind of spearhead in my school district.
Okay.
But secondly, which is the next one on the agenda there, is we're going to attempt to do a live show at the flea market. So that's going to pull in our internet marketing piece.
Okay.
Because some people might be thinking about, how do I do something live and then also have it be part of a Facebook Live as well. So
okay. Yeah.
This is uncharted territory for Smack and Jack indeed. But we'll go through all that. All right, and then we'll do our quote of the day, and then our ever popular birthday minute. Okay,
yes.
so stick around.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, sorry, stealing his line.
From the Somerset Studios in Westchester, Pennsylvania, it's Smack and Jack Live with your co-hosts
See, that wasn't
Keith
long.
and Joel Wenderman.
All right, so the cool part about our archaic setup here is that we actually have the music live right here in the studio.
Yes.
Whereas before it was just kind of going directly from the computer to Facebook, and we never actually heard all this. So
Right.
So in moving backwards, we're
So
having,
does this go on the whole time, or do you eventually turn that off?
it eventually starts coming down a little
okay.
bit at a time here.
Oh, that's gonna do
then
that automatically.
And then I can just kind of press the button if you feel, Uncle Keith, that it's a little bit too much.
Yes.
Somebody
Coming
woke
from a
up on
drummer that used to be in a very loud band, sometimes music. I don't know what happened there. But, all right, what do we got going on today?
So where
Joel?
are we? We're going to start off with, before we get into our joke of the day and so forth, I wanted to share a post from one of our members in the 4% group. As most of you know, I am a member of the 4% group. It's an internet marketing training platform, and there's people in that group from all over the country and really all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
This member shared a post, and I'm going to share that with you right now, that unfortunately her cousin was at that concert out in Las Vegas, and he did not make it. He was one of the
absolutely horrible.
Just a tragic event, senseless. Just so our hearts and prayers go out to Sherry and her family, of course, and then to everybody
that was affected in the
that
tragedy.
was affected,
yes,
which is so far-reaching.
Yes.
So anyway,
pretty far-reaching. Yes.
yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to mention that. So let's go on. let's move on. Let's kind of brighten the mood here.
Okay.
We'll get on to our joke of the day. Now, unfortunately, our joke of the day is good. I'm not going to set you up. I'm not going to.
Better than it was last week, but that'll come on our next segment.
That's right. Yeah, we do have next. That's what went wrong last week, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Right. You ready with a little percussion over there?
Yes, right. I'm sorry. I'm kind of still haven't had all of my coffee yet, so. Okay.
All right. So we have 4 jokes today. And here
So maybe
we
we
go.
can get a good one out of the 4.
Yeah. So our percentages are pretty good. That at least one of them will be good.
Yeah,
All right.
The
Here
more
we
you
go.
do, sure.
All right. First joke. What game does Godzilla like best?
I don't know.
Squash. You know what? That might be the best one yet.
Yes. Yeah, it might be. It's going to be hard to top that one today.
Okay. What's a Chrysler's favorite game?
I don't know.
Dodgeball.
Wow.
They still have Dodge. Is Dodge still a brand?
Dodge, yes.
They're still in. Okay. Plymouth was the one that went out.
Right, Plymouth was gone, yes.
That one got. All right. What's a diver's favorite game?
I don't know that.
Pool.
Oh, of course.
These are all just so obvious. Okay. What kind of match doesn't light on fire?
I don't know, Joel.
A tennis match.
Oh!
All right, folks. Those are our
And once
jokes
again, where did
today.
they come from?
Jokepedia.
Don't bother looking for it because I think there's one copy and we have it.
That's right. Yep. No more of these. This is it right here.
Yeah,
Jokepedia.
thanks, Uncle Brad.
The biggest, best, silliest, dumbest joke book ever. All right. Yay. Bravo.
Okay, bravo.
Okay.
Okay, alrighty.
All right. So let me just check our sound. I want to check our sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like things are going pretty well so far today.
So far, good.
Shockingly well.
Yes, we won't know until the very end. But anyway, so what's going on with this flea market thing
Okay.
we're thinking about?
All right. So, well, let's do our what went wrong.
I'm sorry.
What went
I'm
wrong
jumping
last
ahead
week?
here. My glasses.
What went wrong last week is that I left this incredibly important textbook at home.
And it is a big segment of our show, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's over the course of our what went wrong, so it wasn't that big a.
It wasn't that big of a deal.
But we did miss it. So.
Last week we had to go back to our the website that we had been using
Prior
earlier
to- right.
in our earlier shows. So anyway, all right. So all right, flea market next week. Excuse me. Next week I'm kind of spearheading the Garnet Valley Education Association flea market, which is held at the Garnet Valley.
Can I interrupt? I could have sworn I saw in the news last night that Garnet Valley did pretty well in football yesterday. Was that was it the high school? I think it was high school.
That would be our high school.
Yeah,
our high school team does pretty well.
Okay,
Yeah.
just don't watch a whole lot of sports, but I saw that.
You saw that Garnet Valley did pretty well?
Yep.
Yeah, our team's pretty, kind of a powerhouse.
Yeah,
actually.
good.
So,
Good.
all right, so our flea market is at the Garnet Valley High School next week. So what I thought, number one, I want to talk about what we need, or we're going to talk about what we need to do next week if we're going to do a Smack and Jack live
Right.
from that event.
This is the plan.
This is the plan. However, I thought, you know what, let's make a little bit more of a detour, and I'm going to go through some of the things that I need to do to get this flea market underway.
Okay.
This is the 14th annual flea market.
Okay.
And then just so you know, when we do take money from vendors, it's $25 a space. However, that $25 goes into a scholarship fund for a graduating senior who is going into education.
Okay.
So we give, I think we give 2 to 3 of those scholarships out a year. So the flea market helps with that amount that goes to a graduating senior.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's
very good
That's
idea.
what we do
Yep.
with our income from that. All right. So let's talk about the first thing I need to do as far as getting the flea market started. And again, this is my 14th one, so I've learned a lot, and I learn something new every single year about getting
Right.
a flea market. The first thing I need to do is get the space in the high school. And basically, the administrator in charge tells me that I can have the flea market on this day or this day.
Okay.
Because, as you can imagine, most weekends, almost every single day, this high school has, volleyball games, basketball practices, football games, you name it.
Right.
In addition to outside groups that come in and rent the fields and rent the facilities, who are not part of the school district, but who use our facilities. Yeah. Okay. So that's number one. I have to make sure I get that date solidified. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to start advertising that. So I advertise classifieds in all the different papers. I have to call up, make sure. And at this point, it's just a matter of kind of changing the dates and so forth that they already have. I send out to my list. Now, remember, we've talked about having a list in email marketing, and your list is one of your is like the most important thing that you have because it's your list. Okay, so I send out to my flea market list when the date is. Let me know this, that, and the other thing. And what I've done this year is I say, let me know if you like the space that you had last year. I will try to get you right back to that space this year. Okay, so if somebody's coming back to me, I want to make sure that they're being taken care of. Yep. And we've had vendors been with us for 14 years now, like from day one. When the show was kind of small, and now it's gotten a lot bigger. They've been through the thick and thin with us as far as the crowds that come shopping. Some years are great, some years are a little thin.
Yeah.
So they get back to me. So I do the advertising, classifieds, Facebook, posting in all the different groups that I have. The yard sale, this, that, and the other thing, groups, sent out to my list, and then people start responding to me. What about this, and I have to respond to them, or they give me a call. It's gotten a lot easier since I've been doing a whole lot more email and texting. A few years ago, I was on the phone like every day after school for like almost an hour, getting back to vendors, getting their information.
Sure.
But now we've kind of gotten the email thing. We have a website set up so that they don't have to call me to get where to send their money to and this, that. They can just go online and find that. So that's made things a lot easier. And then I have to start handling all the money. They start sending me, checks and money and this, that, and the other thing. I have to start making sure I log all that in, this, that, and the other thing. So let me show you a little bit of what that entails. So that's kind of like the before a whole lot of things happen. Let me show you some pictures of, let's see, where are we here? Of kind of getting ready. So this is flea market from a year ago. Our market is not on the 10th this year. It's on the 14th. So don't go to the Garnet Valley High School on the 10th because you're going to be going midweek and it will be a little bit awkward. Okay, so this is a sign that we have set up. We get this changed every year. And these signs cost us. We have about 5 or 6 of these that I place around. Now these yard signs that you see here. These are signs that I put out. Whoop, that's our banner. I'll get back to that in a second. These are signs that I have to pull over on my car at a busy intersection, Smithbridge Road and Concord Road.
Right.
I have to get out and run across the street to put this in, run across to the other corner, put the other one in. So sometimes this gets a little crazy putting these signs out. Okay, so we have these to put out. This is the big banner that we have on Smithbridge Road. Now this is the current one, October 14th. So that is out there right now, and as you can see, it has big stakes. I put in the big stakes, and I tie up the sign. Again, that's my cell phone number on there, and so that people driving by on Smithbridge Road, right by the school, they see this every single day.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So let's see what else. This is just a little snippet of the list that I have. I kind of cut off the names, I cut off the emails, but this is kind of how I set it up here. At this point, we have about 60 vendors who have already pre-registered to be there. Last year, I think we had about 100.
Goodness.
Last year, it rained, and we had to move everybody inside, which is one of the benefits of the Garnet Valley Flea Market, because it's rain or shine. And you have a choice to be inside or outside, but when it rains, we squeeze everybody inside.
Okay.
So there was a couple people last year who wanted to stay outside, but they kind of paid for it because it didn't stop raining, and they were
they were being optimistic.
They just got wet, and they were fine with that. They said, we'll stay outside. All right, so these are some other signs I put up the day of. All right, so I get up at 4 o'clock the day of the flea market.
Wow. Jeez.
These are little tiny signs that I put along the road, okay? And these are easy to put in. The next sign that I have here, this sign here goes on actual street signs, okay? And let me show you how I do that. So this is big flea market. It's kind of, I have to kind of redo these because they're not that pretty. But anyway, so I have to find a stop sign or a speed limit sign,
Right.
or a one-way sign, okay, that has this type of post with it. As you can see, that I can put screws through here, and this one back there is I could use one like that too.
Right.
Okay, so at 5 o'clock in the morning now, I'm hanging these big plywood signs that look like this. I'm hanging these plywood signs up on these other street signs that are already out there. So I put up 6 of these.
Wow.
And I have to, I have the nut and bolt and
Yeah.
screw them all together, right? But you have, for the vendor who's paying $25 for their space, you have to market for them.
Yes, right.
You got to advertise.
Yeah.
You got to let people know where everything is. That's why we do all the Facebook, we do all the classifieds. So it costs our association quite a bit of money to put this event on. All right. So we have the street signs. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the plywood sign on one of those street signs. But anyway, here's the inside. Here's the gym. This is what the gym looks like. If you want an inside spot, we have gym and cafeteria spots. This is our gymnasium. This is our outside space. So we're not in the parking lot.
Okay.
A lot of vendors think that we're going to be in the parking lot. Well, the problem is we did that before, but when you fill up the entire parking lot with vendors, your shoppers have nowhere to park.
Exactly.
And when your shoppers, and I'm just going to say your shoppers are not 21 and 22-year-olds. They're typically, a little bit older. So if they have to walk all the way around the school building,
that might not work quite.
It's not great. So our outside vendors are actually on the big entryway into the school, and it's works out fine. They can pull up, unload, and then they just move their cart.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So now you, brother, see this trash can right there?
Oh, yes.
That's where I'm thinking we're going to be.
Okay.
And I'll show you a little bit better picture of that. So that would be right in here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you see what I mean about the sun shining at us?
Yes.
We might have some issues. Now, this is early in the morning, so a little bit later, the sun's a little bit higher. Okay. When we're talking about doing our Facebook Live.
Okay.
So, all right. So, did I cover everything? Oh, there's another picture that I actually was going to take out. But anyway, there's another picture of a sign. And I have to look for these types of signs to put those plywood, attach them to.
Right.
Because not all of them are like that. And they don't have the holes.
And then you got no right.
And I'm like, whoa. But I know, I've been doing it for years and I pretty much know where the signs are. But, okay. So that is a little bit of, that's just a quick setting up a flea market. I know I say I'm running a flea market and I get the sense that some people think, no big deal. Well, it's, this started in July.
Yeah.
With me sending out my initial email, and then everything, all the follow up and all that stuff. So, what does that bring us to, Keith? As far as next week, we're thinking about doing a Smack and Jack live show next week. So
from the flea market.
Yeah.
Right.
What do we need to think about here?
Well, we're going to have to think about. How are we going to do this? We're going to have to be a little bit louder outside, so we might need a PA system.
So, PA system.
We might need another monitor, maybe we were talking about earlier, if somebody wants to see us from the backside, to see all the the slides that you put in.
Yeah, so getting back, right, so the monitor, we want to have facing the other way so that shoppers who are stopping by can actually see what our show, what's going on.
Right.
And then maybe they'll get on Smack and Jack and like our page.
Right.
And then they can actually see it on their phone, which would be ideal. Getting back to the sunlight, the sun right in our face might be an issue.
Yes.
Especially since our computer is here. So the computer we look at, we might need to put that into a box of some sort, right?
Right. Some kind of a hood over it or something like that.
Yeah. So what do we need? We need the computer. We need the microphone for the computer.
Right, yes.
But we're also going to need a microphone for the PA system.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to have the PA system, and then we have the PA system microphone plus this microphone. Right? And then, I don't know where to put this microphone. Should we put it in front of the speaker?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
this is going to be
Right. So that again, we're just thinking. We're just thinking. We have no idea what to expect here. And if you're thinking about ever doing a live show with a Facebook Live or something like that,
we might end up with just this.
Exactly.
Like this.
We may just be using a phone walking around or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll definitely be doing something next week.
Okay. And then what else? What else are we going to need here? We need the second monitor. We need the PA system, the power cords. Don't forget power cords. We get all this set up and have no power. Just might as well put it away. And then we have to kind of think about the show itself. You know, what are we going to do on this show that we're
right. You know, I guess we're going to highlight the flea market.
Yeah, right.
But we'll have to think about what we can do to keep people's interest while we're there.
Maybe
not just the people that are watching on the Facebook Live, but people that are kind of mingling around. So
these are these are some on top of what I have to do for the flea market to begin with.
Yes.
And now I have to think about.
And you're up at 4:00, and we start this around 9. Yeah, so you'll be halfway through your work day.
So folks, for next week for Smack and Jack Live, we'll have something
for everybody.
We'll have something for everybody.
Definitely.
We're just not sure exactly what that something is going to end up looking like. Right?
Yes.
It may just be our phone walking around.
Yes, it might be that, or it might be you never know. So just check in, and we'll go from there. So
all right. Cool. What do we got? We did our remote broadcast conversation, which led us absolutely nowhere. Shall we go on?
More questions now than we had.
That's right.
When we had before we started this whole thing. So,
all right. Shall we go on to our crazy quotes?
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
Now, folks, it's time for Uncle Keith's crazy quotes. So stay put.
All right, what do we have today?
All right, I got a couple here today. It was a little thin today for some reason. But anyway, this comes from William Longgood. Don't know who that is, but maybe I have an idea somebody that's watching today might send us a little check-in and tell me who it is. So, dreams and dedication are a powerful combination. Yes. Right? If we hadn't dreamt about this and dedicated all your time to this, we might not be here today.
Right.
Okay, and another one comes from Winston Churchill. Winston has always got some good quotes, and I imagine doesn't have the same accent as what I'm using. But anyway, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
I like that one.
Yeah, pretty good.
I like that one. You know, I heard something about Winston Churchill on NPR. What was it, last week or something? That he was, he was a prisoner of war, and I forget everything, but a prisoner of war, and he got himself out, and he wrote a nice little note to the people who had him captured and said, "Sorry, I can't stick around for it," or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And, it was very, very interesting.
Just
sorry, I can't remember any of it, but
a large man, in life. Yes.
Yeah, bigger than life, really. So, all right, thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Oh. Yeah. All right. I feel like I'm on the top of a mountain.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So is that it? Other than our birthday
think
minute?
We're pretty,
are we coming close to the end of our show today?
Yeah, it's about it. Yeah, we're about that time at the end of the day. So
cool. So let's get into our birthday minute, and then we'll wrap it up, and we'll let everybody get back to their life as usual.
Their morning coffee, and thanks for stopping by. And let's
all right,
do the
birthday minute. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go for it.
And now it's time for the Smack and Jack birthday minute.
Birthday minute.
Birthday minute.
All right, birthday minute. Here we go.
And I got to say something before we start.
All right. This is not going to be like 5 minutes like last week, was it?
No.
Okay.
But picking out these hats, what color cone we're going to use that is a big part. It took us a little bit of time today. It took me. I couldn't come up with, and I think
I am sure that nothing surprises our audience anymore. So
no.
They're not surprised that it took us a lot of time to pick out what hat to wear today.
They're probably surprised it didn't take more time.
That's right.
But anyway, okay, it's a birthday minute, ladies and gentlemen. Who
All
do we
right.
got?
Who do we have?
I think we got a pretty good
We
lineup.
have birthdays
Yeah, not too
today.
bad.
Birthdays today. What is today?
Today is Saturday.
Saturday. All right. So our Saturday people, yeah, you get 2 shout-outs. You know, just because. That's
Just 'cause
the
you're
Smacking
born
Jack
on-
way.
Yes.
Right? Because you're born when?
On the 7th.
Well,
I was going to say on Saturday, but last year they weren't born on a Saturday. We don't know
That's
exactly
true.
when they were born, but you know what we're
we
getting
could do
at.
the research, but I just think that would make our show
that's
too
way
long.
too much work for
Yeah.
me, Brother Joel.
All right, let's get going here. Today is October 7th. Believe it or not, folks, it is October 7th today. All right, shall we start? All right, we start with Debbie, Jaya, Joel, and Marissa. Happy birthday, folks. Today's your day. All right, let's find out
Happy
who has a day tomorrow. Sunday, October the 8th is Ken. Moving on to Monday, the 9th, which happens to be Columbus Day here in the United States.
Right.
We start with Lori. Hey, Lori. Lori's our cousin way out in
Yep,
California.
happy birthday.
And Narander. Hey, Narander, happy birthday. Monday the 9th. All right, moving on to Tuesday the 10th, we have nobody. So again, there's an open date, Tuesday the 10th, folks. All right, moving on. Wednesday the 11th, we have Amy, Brianna, Kathy, and Doug. Hey, Doug, happy birthday, folks. And Thursday the 12th, we have Christina and Jen. Friday the 13th. Boom, boom, boom. Friday the 13th. Did you hear
Friday
that,
the
folks?
13th falls on a Friday this month.
That's...
Oh.
I don't know if that was the quote of the day or the joke of the day or
Everything
something
wrapped up,
else.
yes.
All right, Friday the 13th, folks, we have Maria and Eja C. Happy birthday, guys. And on Saturday the 14th, on our flea market day, we have James, Tracy, Sanaya, and Scott. Happy birthday, folks. You know what? I think for the folks on Saturday the 14th, we're going to have a flea market in honor of their birthday.
I think so.
And I
They
think
deserve it.
I
They
think
deserve
we'll
it.
have a
Maybe
Smack and Jack Live?
Live, yes. We'll
At
set
the
up
flea
this.
market.
Yeah, we'll just do it off the cuff and just see if any, and just run in and do something.
anything we do off the cuff is probably not a good idea.
right.
All right. So happy
Anyway,
birthday,
happy
everybody,
birthday,
folks.
everybody! Hoo hoo!
And we are out of the birthday minute.
And that was the Smack and Jack Birthday Minute.
Birthday minute, birthday minute.
That's good music too. We got
That
some
is good music.
Good soundtracks on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I like to have that music keep going after we come back on. So I'll figure that out. Remember last week I told you it would take something
Yeah,
out.
right.
But I have
yeah.
some ideas that maybe I can make that work.
Okay.
Again. Okay.
Alrighty.
So
Well, it looks like that's about it there, Brother Joel, for
Yeah.
another Smack and Jack logged in the history books.
that's right. You know what? Again, the networks are
They're still not calling. Yeah.
I was going to say they're a little concerned, but
Yes, well, they're concerned enough to not call. But, you know,
that's right. They are not apparently concerned
Right.
with us at the moment, but we are coming.
yes, we are coming. We are coming.
We are barreling
you know,
down
I tell you,
that highway.
what's that James guy that does driving people around and they do all this singing in the
Oh,
van?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
Yeah.
it's okay, but it's not Smack and Jack.
No, not Smack and Jack at all. All right,
Yes.
folks. So remember, next week, I'm going to put on our pre-scene here. So next week, we're going to be at the Garnet Valley Flea Market.
Right, okay,
552 Smithbridge Road, Glen Mills, 19342. If you're interested in coming out.
Yeah, come
join
out
us.
and
Yeah.
by all means check us out on the
Yeah.
show next week.
Yeah, so we're going to have a good time.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
Until then,
Remember, you deserve a thought of your own.
be in touch. We'll
you next
see you
week.
guys.
Jack up your income, smack it in the face.